Covering news where you live. This is 5 News.
Well, thank you for joining us here today for the latest news where you live. I'm Joe Ellison. We're following a deadly shooting out of Springdale. Investigators say they found 4 people with gunshot wounds in a parking lot of a clinic off South Thompson Street after being called to investigate gunshots heard from a neighborhood nearby. This is video of the scene. A male, they say, who was, as of this recording, has not been identified, was deceased there at the scene. 2 others were transported to hospitals with life-threatening injuries. Now, while there, one of those people, a female, also unidentified, died due to her injuries. A 4th person had minor injuries. They were treated and released from the hospital. Police say this is an isolated incident and there is no danger to the public. And Bentonville City Council voted unanimously to fund a nearly 23,000 square foot addition to the library. Plans include an expanded children's department, extra outdoor space, and more community meeting rooms. Fundraising efforts by the Bentonville Library Foundation have secured more than $10 million for the project. The council also voted to allocate $1.1 million toward the library's furniture. The full project is budgeted at $6.7 million. It's expected to be complete later this year. And renovations at the 188th Air National Guard Wing in Fort Smith are underway, courtesy of the U.S. government. Our media partners at Arkansas Business say the multi-million-dollar remodeling and upgrades are critical so the base can handle the Foreign Military Sales pilot training program that will be held at the base beginning later this year. The U.S. Air Force selected the 188th as the host site to train foreign pilots in F-35 Lightning II fighter jets. The 10-year program will allow foreign countries to purchase F-35 jets manufactured by Lockheed Martin and then get training for their pilots at the U.S. base. The base will be able to house 24 F-35s at any one time. The total project cost is expected to surpass $750 million. We'll get to more news in just a minute. Let's get a check of that weather now with meteorologist Zach Scott.
Hey, Joe, we've got scattered showers and thunderstorms impacting our morning commute, especially I-40 northward. So, again, our northern half of 5 country seeing the brunt of the scattered shower activity. We've seen minimal in the way of showers the further south and southwest we go. That's how it'll likely play out for us as we go through the day. Can't rule out an isolated shower anytime during the day across 5 country and off towards the south, but we'll have a better chance to see these scattered showers lingering late morning into the early afternoon hours for, again, northwest Arkansas and then areas near or north of the I-40 corridor. As we go into the afternoon hours, 60s to near 70-degree highs for northwest Arkansas. We'll see 60s, 70s to maybe some low 80s across our southern zones. A little bit better chance to mix in some sunshine through the clouds in parts of the River Valley and the Ouachitas today. And then we'll see more isolated showers, Joe, try to develop as we go overnight, and then another round of rain expected to increase in coverage as we get into Friday morning, likely impacting our morning commute there. We'll continue to track that.
All right, thanks, Zach. Well, we're keeping tabs on a conversation between the cities of Rogers and Cave Springs as they consider swapping land. If approved, Cave Springs would get some land west of Highway 112. That would affect almost 300 homes in a neighborhood called Scissortail. We took concerns brought up by some residents at a meeting to the mayor of Cave Springs. 5 News reporter Lauren Spencer tells us what the mayor had to say.
Residents of Scissortail say they're not on board with this.
It's been a disappointing experience for sure.
Angie Zumwalt and her family built a house in Scissortail only 6 months ago.
It was definitely the dream neighborhood that everyone wanted to be in, that it was very close to a fire station and first responders.
But could be a nightmare without the close emergency services, says Angie.
My son, he's 10 years old, he happens to have Down syndrome, and he has a lot of medical risks that are associated with that. He is a extremely high risk for elopement, which is running away. He has several choking incidents.
Angie says she fears the swap could increase response times to her neighborhood or Evening Star Elementary School just across the street.
You never know when you're going to need a paramedic or EMT or somebody to be super close.
Mayor Randall Noblet says this wouldn't be the case.
They're all in mutual aid agreements that when there's a fire in an area that one city's not the only one that responds.
He says if a call came within Cave Springs city limits, the Rogers Fire Department is one of 4 agencies that could respond.
it shouldn't affect the response time or who's responding at all.
As for police, he says there would be a designated Cave Springs school resource officer for Evening Star, there for only part of the day. Other things like utilities, property values, and infrastructure have residents concerned. And ultimately, they say they bought property in Rogers and would like to stay there.
This land swap is really stripping us of those rights, and that's incredibly frustrating.
Covering news where you live, Lauren Spencer, 5 News.
Well, Mayor Noblett says both cities have voted to accept the pieces of land from each other, but things aren't over just yet. Both Rogers and Cave Springs have public hearings in May, and then the councils will vote to release their pieces of land, which would result in the swap. Well, thank you for joining us here today for the latest news and weather where you live. I'm Jo Ellison. Have a great day.